Exercise 6, mean, median, and mode. Mean is another word for average. To find an average or mean, you simply add up all the numbers in your data set. You divide by how many numbers there are. Student received the following test scores: 78, 85, 65, 91, 77. Find the average test score for the student. To find the average or mean for this data set, I add up all the individual values: 78 plus 85 plus 65 plus 91 plus 77. There are 5 test scores here, so I divide by 5. Make sure you follow order of operations. You must do the entire numerator here first, then divide by 5, add all those up. You get 396. Divide by 5. 396 divided by 5 is 79.2. So the average or mean test score for the student was 79.2. These two problems are more like what you will see on an ACT test. And almost every version of an ACT test has at least one of these types of problems associated with finding means. The average temperature for a 5-day period was 87 degrees. What was the temperature on the 5th day if the first 4 days were 85, 79, 92, and 95? So now we are going to apply the idea of a mean, but a little bit differently. The 5 days were 85, 79, 92, 95. The 5th day, we don't know what that was as far as temperature. So we put a variable in place of something we don't know. But we do know the average of those 5 days was 87 degrees. From here, simplify this numerator. Add those 4 temperatures up. We get 351 plus x divided by 5 equals 87. And now we need to solve this equation for x. I'm going to begin by multiplying the 5 over to the other side. 87 times 5 is 435. Finish solving for x, subtract the 351. And we know that the temperature on that 5th day had to be 84 degrees. Next one, you buy 4 CDs for $15, 2 CDs for $18. What was the average cost per CD? This is like finding a weighted mean. Okay, you cannot simply add up the dollar amount here and divide by 6 because each CD is a different price. So what we need to do is find the total dollars spent on all 6 CDs and divide that then by 6. So 4 of the CDs cost $15. 2 of the CDs cost $18. And we want to find the average cost for all 6. 4 times 15 is 60. 60 plus 36 means that we spent $96 total on the 6 CDs. So now I can take 96, divide by 6, and we get, on average, we spent $16 on each CD. Median. Way to help us remember what a median is, it is the middle. If you think of the middle or median on an interstate, the median goes down the middle of the interstate. It's the middle number when the numbers are written in order. And that's the key. You have to first have the numbers written in order from either biggest to smallest or smallest to biggest. That doesn't matter, but they have to be in order. If there are an odd number of values in your data set, then the median is the lone middle number. In other words, there is one number that is directly in the middle. If I look at this data set, it already is written in order from least to greatest. If I look, we can clearly see that 10 is the number in the middle. There's 2 numbers to the left, there's 2 numbers to the right. There's a total of 5, which means we have an odd number of values. Anytime we have an odd number of values, there will be one lone middle number. So in this case, the median is that number, which is 10. If there are an even number of values, the median is the mean of the middle 2 numbers. If I look at this data set, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data values. That's an even number of values. Anytime it's even, we have to find the mean of the middle two. The middle two numbers in this case are 6 and 7. 2 digits to the left, 2 digits to the right. So that means the median is the number in the middle of those two, which is the same as simply finding the average of those two, which is 6.5. What is the median age? First thing we need to do is rewrite this list of numbers in order from smallest to biggest. We cannot just look at the data set in the form it is now and say, oh, 14 is the number in the middle, because they're not in order. So let's first rewrite that. 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, and 18. In this case, there are 2, 4, 6, 7 numbers, so there's an odd number of values. That means there should be a single middle number. Our single middle number is right there. So our median is 15. What is the median temperature? So we have a temperature of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. We want to find the median temperature. First thing we need to do is rewrite this in order: 68, 74, 75, 79, 82, 85, 90, and 91. We know there's going to be two numbers in the middle now because there was an even number of days here. Our two middle numbers are right there. So to find the median temperature, we need to find the average of those two middle numbers. So I'm going to take 79 plus 82, divide by 2, and the median temperature is 80.5. Mode. Word that helps us remember what mode is most. The mode is the number appearing most often in a data set. Identify the mode of this set: 12, 23, 14, 12, 15, 16, 17. Sometimes a data set will have no mode. In other words, everything occurs the same number of times. This case, there is one data point that appears most often, more than all the others. That is 12. It appears twice. Everything else appears only one time. Identify the mode of this data set. Again, a data set can have no mode, meaning that everything appears the same. It can have a single mode, like this first example where it was 12, or it can have multiple modes. In this case, this data set has two modes. There are two numbers that appear more often than all of the others. Those two modes are 22 and 25. They both appear twice, where everything else appears only once.